So I'm a little aggravated right now and a little confused. So I have firefighting experience. I have rescue experience, swiftwater rescue training. I'm also an equipment operator. I'm also, I love being outdoors. Hiking trails. I'm a problem solver. You know, I felt like I could make a difference, and I wanted to go up to the Asheville, North Carolina area and try and help. I called the fire department, everything. They were on board, but then the county emergency management division told me that they had all the help they needed, that they were good, that they didn't need any more resources, they had it handled. Yet, I get on TikTok right now, and the first video I see is a family of 11 who waited for help, and it never showed up. It never came. I was gonna come. I was gonna help. I could have helped. I could have been in the area. Why are you gonna turn down help from people that are wanting to come up there on their dime and help you? There's 11 people dead. How do you have everything you need if you let 11 people die? They survived the hurricane and then died waiting for you. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Makes me sick to my stomach. I'm done. It's rant over.
Why are we still even having this conversation? Folks, it's been 3 weeks now, and we're still having the same conversation today that we were having 2.5 weeks ago. If you're old enough, if you're as old as me, then I can safely say that we have all personally watched as America has rolled into foreign countries and taken them over, or has completely leveled them to nothing but rubble, leveled entire countries to the ground in a matter of days or weeks. Yet here we are 3 weeks after Hurricane Helene, and you still got old and disabled people trapped on the side of mountains in North Carolina. And they wouldn't even be alive right now. They wouldn't have any food or water if it wasn't for volunteers risking their lives to bring them the supplies that they need. So here we are 3 weeks after the storm, still having this conversation, folks. But time is of the essence. Time is running out. As that guy said, there are people that are still dying from the after effects of this storm. There are people still dying from mudslides, landslides. There are people without food. There are people without water. People are getting sick because they're drinking sewage water, folks. But like I said, time is running out. Now, in many cases, time already ran out for people and they perished as they waited for help. But when I say time is running out, it's because look at what day it is, folks. Go outside right now and feel the cool, brisk air. Hell, even where I live, I stepped outside the other day and it was like 64 degrees. With the wind blowing, it was chilly, and I was like, damn. The first thing that came to my mind was the people who lost everything, who are still on the side of the mountain in North Carolina. It's about to get really cold there, folks. And even for the people who were lucky enough to still have their homes, most of them are still without power. And it's about to get freezing freaking cold. Now, a lot of the people who lost their homes, they're living in tents. They're living outside. It's that bad. And now you got these freezing, you got this freezing weather rolling in. Hell, it's already started snowing in certain portions of North Carolina. I want to go ahead and dive into this little weather report. Usually I don't do this, but right now I want you to understand what these people are about to get hit with. And that's why they should have put it at the top of their priority to get these people out of there in the first place. But they're still waiting 3 weeks later. And now the snow is coming. The frost, the freeze is coming. And it's about to get really bad, folks. But let's go ahead and dive right in. Snow falls on North Carolina's forgotten mountain towns after Hurricane Helene. Some mountain towns in North Carolina are still in the dark after Hurricane Helene, and now cold temperatures and snow are coming, and coming fast. Winter-like weather has come early and will leave western North Carolina residents shivering and freezing, including thousands and thousands still without power nearly 3 weeks after Hurricane Helene. Tuesday night, light snow fell above 3,000 feet in elevation at Maggie Valley, Waynesville, and at the Beech Mountain, Cataloochee, and the Appalachian Mountain ski areas. Snow also likely fell at the top of Mount Mitchell on Tuesday night. The mountain is still completely without power, and its webcam and weather station have been offline since Helene hit on September 27th. Nearly 3 weeks ago, Helene made landfall in Florida and went on to cause record flooding in the southern Appalachians. At least 232 people were killed by the storm. The storm knocked out power for 4.8 million customers, although a lot of the power has been restored. Last week, the number of homes and businesses still in the dark remained steady, with at least 15,000 in just one mountain county in North Carolina without power. Most of those still without power are in Mitchell County and Yancey County, home to Mount Mitchell, the highest peak east of the Mississippi River. Nestled halfway between Asheville and Boone, each county still has 1/3 of customers in the dark without power. Regional expert John Ferrick says the first truly cold air of the season will continue to plunge southward through the Appalachians this week. Frost and freeze alerts are already in effect for most of the state's western counties. Asheville's flooding made most of the headlines, but the mountain town of Boone in Watauga County was left almost completely without power, and it's almost completely unrecognizable as well. Citizens are worried that they will be forgotten. A curfew is now in effect for Boone and Blowing Rock for overnight, and parts of the county have a great deal of road work, power restoration, and debris removal still ongoing. Snow after a hurricane is very unusual but not rare. Some hurricanes, such as Hurricane Sandy, have even caused snow in the southern Appalachians. So, people who are still recovering from the storm, hundreds and hundreds still missing. A lot of these people are living outside, living in tents, doing whatever they can. Now they're about to get hit with snow. Now they're about to get hit with freezing cold temperatures. And another thing, obviously that's bad enough, right? We can all agree that's bad enough. I wouldn't be surprised if people lose their lives because of this. People are going to be out there freezing to death. Lord knows what type of illnesses may take place. I don't even want to think about it, okay? I don't want to think about it. But that's what's happening. And this could have been prevented because 3 weeks after this storm, we shouldn't even be talking about this no more. We should have been able to move to another news story by now, but unfortunately, these people aren't getting the attention they deserve. The mainstream media has moved on before these people were saved or even supplied with food, water, or anything. So now they're about to be battling snow, freezing cold temperatures along these mountains. And I'm wondering, what will this do for the search and rescue efforts? A lot of these people who have yet to be found, they're under the mud. Their bodies are under the mud. They got cadaver dogs. They got a lot of, volunteer canine search units out there. They're finding more and more people every day. What happens when this freezing weather comes in? I'm sure at the very least, the ground is going to harden even more. So this is like worst case scenario. You already lost everything. You're living off the supplies that are provided to you by people who decide to hike through the broken roads and the mountains and the debris to try to bring you supplies. You're living in a tent that's already damaged from the flood. And now you got snow, freezing cold weather coming in. Worst case scenario. Not only is it worst case scenario for the survivors, it's worst case scenario for the people who didn't make it because now it's going to make it even harder for their bodies to be discovered. Now you're going to have snow. You're going to have this new placed mud, this ground, you know what I mean? Because the floodwaters and the mud that's traveling everywhere, now a lot of that's going to be hardening, and then you're going to have snow on top of that. A lot of these people are never going to be found. I'll just be real. And I hate to say it, but that's what it's looking like right now. But in this type of scenario, you kind of got to put the search and rescue efforts on the back burner, right? And you got to figure out, what are you going to do with the people who actually made it? Because you can't just have them freezing to death on the side of the mountain, can you? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're still left out there. Because it's been 3 weeks. What should make me believe that they're going to get rescued today? What should make me believe that our government's going to do what they should do today? So hopefully the nice people who are volunteering will take some of these people in. And that's what's been happening. People are taking families in to live with them because our government isn't providing them with the housing and shelter that they need. Meanwhile, if you're an illegal immigrant, you get put up in a 5-star hotel in Manhattan that none of us could even afford to stay in if we wanted to. Sad. That's the state of the situation, though. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.